And we're live. Welcome to the Gored Pub. I'm on the wrong screen. But welcome to the Gored Pub, where we're safe and dry. I wouldn't knock it, man. I was talking with a friend of mine, and her son is in Florida.
Joe is in Florida.
Yeah.
Joe's daughter's in Florida. Joe's brother is living with him in Florida, one of his brothers. So those are my cousins. And I've got friends and other family there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And, Chuck Dixon's all around that area. And there are quite a few people that I know and care about that are in that area.
Yeah, I've always thought Florida is a great place to visit and then leave. So,
well, I lived there for a couple of years in two different times. And once when I was 18, I lived there for a year and a half, something like that. And then my wife and I moved down there for a while. Wasn't all that long because she was homesick, which I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that except for we came back.
well,
She is the mainer. I am not the mainer.
I mean, I have nothing against Florida. I just the hurricane season. The fact that you have a season. I guess Indiana gets tornadoes, but I don't know.
Well, it's the same thing. Most of them actually just end up being tropical storms.
Yeah.
It's mighty convenient or mighty inconvenient, depending on how you want to look at it, that we've had two pretty big storms come up in less than a week. No, just over a week. And this one is threatening to be the biggest one in the Western Hemisphere in recorded history. Also, it's interesting where those hurricanes either have hit or are projected to hit. It's just a strange coincidence, I guess. But before we start driving people away, let's maybe give them something that they can turn down the volume and watch. So I've drawn 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒏 before.
Yeah.
I haven't drawn snarl. I don't know how much I'm going to actually draw because they're going to be faded in the background, right?
I had assumed.
Well, that's what we talked about. It's interesting and coincidental that this page is the same size page that I've been doing paintings on lately, which is 9x12, which was yesterday's. So this needs to be enlarged, which is why I'm not starting on the painting yet. And I want to get a basic shape for 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒏 snarl. Because I pictured them as in action differently than I painted snarl. No, 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒈. 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒈. Damn it. Every time I say it the way that you say it, which is 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒈, I just keep thinking of 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒏𝒈.
Ah.
So maybe we can stay away from the hot button issue until our resident conspiracy theorist makes an appearance.
Oh.
Already they ran away. Like one viewer, and I was going straight to the drawing. They're like, no! I want to stare at empty air for a while.
Never know.
I'm not sure whether I really should do the knife sharpening one with these or just the pencil sharpener one with these. Part of me wants to do the knife sharpening one just because I've been doing the knife sharpening one.
Okay.
Well, obviously it's quicker and easier to use my sharpener, but I'd have to mute myself.
I can mute you, whatever. I don't care.
What's that?
I can mute you if you want to use the sharpener.
Well, I'll continue sharpening this particular one with a knife because that's what I've been doing for a while.
All right.
Then I'll sharpen the other ones with the sharpener because they're quicker. And I would show everybody how I'm sharpening it, but I don't have anything to catch them, and I don't have a big enough desk to leave them sweep up later. And as hectic as my shit looks, really, I'm honestly start with a clean workspace kind of guy. That's pretty much antithetical to everything that you'll see.
Okay. I figure a workspace ends up looking like you work in it, so.
Well, it does, and mine's no different, but I like to start with a clean workspace. It's organized chaos, if you will.
That makes sense to me.
Like, these are all the things that I will be using today. These, on the other side, there's my normal pens and pencils that I won't be using today, but I probably will use more often than these. And then on my corner of my desk, I've got cups with paintbrushes in them, which I've shown that before. My studio is not a very big studio. It's really a stew.
Not even a stud.
Nope. I don't lie to myself. Why would I lie to you?
Come to the Gored's pub, where we will put a gray turd on a piece of paper. You can look at the lumpy turd on the right or the gray turd on the left.
I could make this look much more like a gray turd for you. There you go.
You know, there was once my father was babysitting my firstborn, and Wit had just learned, I think, how to sign for more. And my father gave him a banana, and then he signed for more. So my father gave him another banana, and my son, who wasn't even really verbal yet, ate 6 bananas. And
that's a hand and an extra finger.
Well, later on, it was my turn to change his diaper,
Ah,
and it looked about like that eraser.
and you think that was him communicating, but the whole time it was your dad making plans and evil plots. That was the idea all along.
Oh, it was something.
I'm gonna leave you a present, and it's not a toaster. Okay, you might want to mute me for a second.
All right, hold on. I will unmute you when you guys see your hand. Ugh. And now, for a moment, with the true brains behind the show. I'd like to pontificate for a moment as Rich is doing whatever Rich... Oh, I guess he's done.
John?
Well, I said I would unmute when I saw your hand. Uh-oh. Okay, I guess he's either killing a cat or he's sharpening pencils. I'm gonna guess with electric pencil sharpener. That doesn't look very sharp. I need to get batteries for... I have a pencil sharpener that Crayola made that looks like a little purple monster that when you put the pencil in his mouth, and then he burps. And the really weird part is when you empty it, you gotta pull out the bottom. Nice. Does that mean you're done? Oh, you're not done? Okay. I think your lead might be broken inside the pencil. Well, if it's only going to be one finger, I'm glad it's that one. Well, I'm glad I can amuse myself. This is a riveting discussion. Okay, whatever you're doing is vibrating your camera. It's done now. I don't know what you did. It was just either that or I'm having an epileptic fit. So
No, their tip was broke off in the electronic sharpener.
Oh.
And the problem with that is you can't clean it out. Because if you stick anything in there to clean it out, it starts rotating and cutting.
Unplug it.
Right. Except for you don't understand the extent to which I have to work to not only unplug it, but unwrap it from where it's plugged in to get to it and all this other stuff. Like I said, I've got really a shoebox for a studio. That's why I call it a stew.
Stew. The stew.
Which means I have to sharpen this other pencil the old-fashioned way. I got this one, but this one probably did have. That's probably exactly what it is. It, somewhere along there had a broken piece of charcoal that got jammed up.
Yeah.
So Chad should be showing up pretty much in time. He said, no, he seemed like he was interested in, like, usually I have to ask him if he wants to pop on.
Yeah.
And then he is like, it's almost guaranteed if I ask somebody if they want to stream,
Yeah.
they'll be all like, oh, I have to wash my hair tonight or something. No, not that.
I was thinking about washing my hair tonight, but couldn't find it.
It's underneath your chin.
Oh!
Your nose is in the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you mother. So apparently that one was broken because I just sharpened it with the razor and I got it about to there and then I got that last stroke in and the whole fucking thing fell out. And I'm like, this is a brand new pencil. I've sharpened this once. When I tried to sharpen this, that's when it all started. If it doesn't work this time, I will be just skipping this stage.
Welcome to the 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒈. We sharpen things.
Lines. That's it.
It's the sharper image.
This seems to be a lot of work. Mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, uncle. That's time number 2. Guess the 4B lid doesn't want to work. So it's 2 to 6.
2B or 2, what, 6B?
Yeah, 2B or 6B, not 4B.
What about Kirby? So I saw this book, and I don't remember where I saw it. I mean, it was online. The title of the book makes me laugh, especially because I don't think it was a joke. Because it's a vampire novel. So the cover's got, this chick with, having her blood drained by the neck romancer.
Ah.
And man, does that make me chuckle. It's one of those. It's like it's so bad. It's wonderful.
You say so.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I don't know. Like I could look this up, I guess, and do some research, but I'm lazy. But I'm just guessing that's a self-pub. Nothing against self-pubbed authors. I'm just saying I don't think. Well, maybe they would. Who knows? But I can't imagine a publishing company with an editor would go through and not say, maybe we should call this something else. Okay, I'm waiting for it to come into focus. Waiting.
Waiting for what to come into focus?
Your picture, because it's blurry beyond belief. Well, that was there. Oh, there you go. It looks kind of like a polar bear in a blizzard right now.
I guess that's better than a shitstorm.
That would be a brown bear in a shitstorm.
I know it's pretty late because I have not really decided how I want to approach this yet. Mostly because this is background stuff I'm doing that's going to be shrunken down.
Yeah.
So I can't do the level of detail that I would normally like to do.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure out what the actual sizes I want or that could fit with how you envision the character. I'm not even sure if I still have the other one or if I sent it to you.
I don't. See, I have the rhino. I thought you saved that for your wife.
But she liked it. I had to do another one for her. Does he have regular venom? Feet, or does he have? I thought. Does he have hooves? Hooves?
The troll?
Yeah.
No.
Does he have boots?
Yeah. Or, I mean, he can. I don't care. I mean, or he can be barefoot.
He can have bare feet?
As in naked toes.
Well, bears don't wear fucking clothes.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So, let's talk snow.
Okay.
He's like Yoda and
So, red scaly skin, spaded tail, claws. Horns kind of like pointy bits. I don't know. Yellow eyes, fang teeth, big ears, no wings.
Oh, I thought he was like a mixture of Yoda and Salacious B. Crumb.
Yeah, that'd work. Again, no wings.
Does he have horns?
Does he have what?
Horns.
Yeah.
Little horns or big horns?
Let's say little. Because Umjat has bigger horns.
How big do you think Umjad's horns are?
Hold on, let me look at something. Oh.
You.
I'm trying to see if I can find a quick reference thing for you.
Well, I just want to know if they're, if you intend them to be like as massive as a bull's horns or as massive as the Hellboy's horns are. Or crooked.
I would say more like a bull's. Either a bull or a
yak.
Are yaks the one that have the horns? I was thinking. Hold on. I am not getting the animal that I. Ooh, well, that might be the right one, but.
Like a white yak.
Hold on. Well, damn it. If I could find the picture that I think I know what it is. I thought it was a water buffalo. But
so bison?
Pardon me, what?
Bison? No, that's a buffalo. Wildebeest?
Oh, that might be it. Oh, wildebeest. Oh, no, that's not big.
Brown Tibetan yak?
Tibetan yak.
Brown Tibetan yak. Or like the white yak and the black yak, both of them, they've got pretty cool horns.
Yeah, that'd work. The white yak. Yeah. Yeah, white yak horns. Those would be good. I'm just shopping for animal parts.
We expect that when we started this that I would be making you think about the characters in a more in-depth way, did you?
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, shit. That's the same way with I say when I've outlined, and then it's like, oh.
What would be Umjat's weapon of choice? I'm assuming it's not your normal club.
Oh, I have to think about how old he is at this point. Because one of the things think about this. Because one of the things I have in that short story that I have, the older you get as a troll, normally there are more things that get stuck in you. And they'll grab them and use them. Like, they'll just rip it out because they'll heal. So, you know, like, they'll have stuff sticking out of their backs and stuff, like spears and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, and he doesn't really care. I mean, normally speaking, I would say he can generally just use his fists. He's a, yeah.
Yeah, I can't draw the stuff that's sticking out of him.
That's fine.
It's going to be way too small in the end.
But he doesn't, I wouldn't worry about him in a weapon.
What's that?
I would not worry about him needing a weapon. Yeah. Besides that, he's actually a druid, so.
Now for a druid, I have a vision of cloak.
It's a lot of fabric. That's the problem.
He's a druid in the novel?
Yeah. Always
It
has
doesn't
been.
seem like it when he's introduced.
Well, no, that's fine. Except for he was singing for, if you look
He was
at...
singing, but he was attacking somebody to steal shit.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Right, but that doesn't seem like it would be a druid thing to do.
Well, most druids aren't trolls, and most trolls don't have...
Druid's a religion, not a being.
I get that. That's why he can be a troll or a druid. But there are also other factors.
Like factors to the story, you mean?
Yeah.
Right. What do I know? Just what I learned from D&D and reading about druids.
I don't know.
That's it. And these are fantasy druids, so you don't even have to stick to the druid principle or whatever they would call it.
Well, again, I know what he's done, and I know what he's willing to do, and
hopefully.
And I don't think he's.
I was just asking to see. Never mind.
I can. Okay. I love it when my computer decides to act wonky. the way this sound, the song sounds through your speakers is just interesting.
Through my speakers?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of it that gets taken out by the time it gets filtered back through. Plus, I'm listening to the music straight, and so like every once in a while when it gets quiet on the stream side, your side's catching up, I think, or it's ahead. I don't really know. It's kind of hard to tell. But
are you watching this on something other than just StreamYard?
No. I'm telling you, there's just enough of a delay.
Why would you say it like that? Like, there's a delay from what?
I don't know, but I think it's just the audio, because the audio
Are you getting an echo?
Kinda, but it filters out.
Are you getting an echo when I talk?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just, again...
No, I'm just curious, because sometimes you get an echo. If you get an echo when I'm talking,
no.
It could be... it could be because I'm not wearing earphones.
Huh?
Now I have a whole different view of Snurl riding on his back.
Okay.
Because he's got ape hangers.
If that's what they're called, sure.
Like, ape hangers? You don't know what that is?
No?
That's when you're riding on a motorcycle and
Oh, okay.
and the grips are way up over your head.
Okay, I
When the handlebars go like...
I know what you're saying now. Like when they're up and they're...
So if he would be sitting here and his arms were way up here and they were on his horns. So now I'm picturing his horns as handlebars, I guess, for Snurl, which seems like a Snurl thing to do.
Yeah, that'd make perfect sense. So, my boys bought this game that it bills itself as a game of telephone, but with pictures. I think it's called Telestration or something like that. And it's got little whiteboards and dry erase markers and yeah, so it's... Hey, the tattooed spaceman is here.
Hey, hi, tattooed spaceman.
He hasn't joined yet because he's not on stage.
Oh, well,
you want me to put you on stage?
There we are.
There we are.
I thought it was an audience member.
Nope.
Like, ha ha.
What's up, Al?
You have a real microphone.
I have a what microphone?
Real one.
Oh. So how's everybody?
Fantastic. Rich is teaching me about biker terminology.
Biker terminology?
Yeah,
I
because
saw the horns look like ape hangers.
Yeah, now that you mention it, they do.
I had never heard that term.
And he's got a little impish figure riding on his back. And I was like, now I have a whole different view of that little impish figure riding on his back, now that I see that he's got pretty much ape hangers.
Yeah.
Brett didn't know what an ape hanger was.
Nope.
Oh. That was
So I guess that's the technology that he's referring, or the terminology he's referring to.
Yeah. Because just never encountered that one.
Yeah. And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that just tells you that he hasn't hung out in many tattoo shops, or at least for very long.
Yeah, and/or hasn't had a lot of experience with motorcycles.
Yeah, there you go. That's one of those things that I never saw the appeal. So.
Oh, I understand that, man. I'm a bit of a neophyte with the motorcycle stuff too. I just started riding.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Literally, at 45 years old, I actually rode my first motorcycle.
Neil Peart's book, The Masked Rider. He talks about learning how to ride a motorcycle and that. And apparently he was shit at it. He couldn't get the timing right, which he thought was kind of ironic. Because, it's Neil Peart, the guy who's known for timing and could not do the,
Not only
couldn't get the
known for
motorcycle.
timing, not only known for timing, known for exquisite timing, because as a drummer, they often called him the metronome.
Yeah. He's also moving, every limb at a different time, and you're just like, okay. Couldn't.
Well, I think the timing that he's referring to is more of switching gears.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be a little a bit tricky. It just takes practice.
Right, and he had enough practice when he drove from Canada to the tip of Mexico and back.
Yeah, that's what the book describes is about that trip.
Yeah, he lost a bag on that trip, and Kevin J. Anderson found it.
Really?
Yep, and returned it to him because he found it at a garage sale or something like that, where whoever had found it, they either were selling it in a garage sale or their parents were, or something like that.
Rich, I gotta take a quick break. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, that story was for you.
I know, but sorry, my wife needs me.
So how have things been?
Well, they could have been better.
Yeah. They could always be worse.
I've got a cousin that's right in the path of the hurricane.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, my
Actually,
mother,
I've got several cousins and then several cousins' kids that are in the path. Sorry, I just wanted to correct that before we went on.
Yeah, my mother's best friend when I was growing up, like my aunt, is in the path of, well, actually got hit with the first storm. She's in Fayetteville. I guess she just got power back yesterday.
Well, I'm glad she got power back.
Yeah.
There are so many people that are without, so many people that are living with dead people hanging in trees near them.
Yeah, it's
good to hear that somebody didn't get it that bad.
Yeah, not at least not where she's at anyway. I feel really bad for these people, and I feel that, and it's really bullshit, the things that I've been seeing about certain entities stopping people, trying to stop people.
Well, no, you can go ahead and say FEMA. I'm not worried. If I get struck, I get struck. Fuck it, it's worth it. Word needs to be out that there's a lot of corruption going on in agencies that are supposed to be helping.
Yeah.
And not only are they not helping, there's like helicopters that are causing damage to supplies and damage to people.
Yeah, I saw. I think we're both talking about the same TikTok video. I saw that too. That's some messed up stuff.
And I love how the news is saying, "Well, that's not true."
Yeah. Like, well, yeah. Tell that to those people that videoed this. Can you explain where the hell that Black Hawk came from?
This isn't a Black Hawk. This is a bigger helicopter.
It looked like a Black Hawk to me.
Nope, this is a different one then. Because it actually, the wind from it destroyed like thousands of dollars worth of goods and sent people to the hospital.
Yeah. All I was gonna say was there's only a certain amount of organizations that could be flying that type of helicopter to begin with, Black Hawk or bigger. You know, anything big. That, you know, the only thing bigger than a military Black Hawk, dude, are some Russian helicopters and what they call the Sea King, and there's only a certain amount of organizations that even have them.
Actually, the Black Hawks that I've seen are little helicopters. Let me see, and I'll tell you. It is a Chinook Rotor. Chinook Rotor was at North Carolina relief camp. Causes $100,000 in damages and sends 3 to the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably a Sea King, a Chinook Sea King.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
All I know is it was blacked out. It was completely black helicopters. Obviously,
Blackhawks are smaller helicopters, though.
Generally, Blackhawks are mostly used for troop transportation.
Right, and that's only small elite groups.
Yes and no.
From what I've seen, even like if you watch the movie Black Hawk Down, those are much smaller helicopters. They're pretty much bubble helicopters, but armed.
No, dude. You're thinking of what they term as a little bird. Those are the little like attack helicopters. No, the ones that the actual Rangers were fast roping out of in Black Hawk Down is a Black Hawk helicopter. Those little things that were orbiting like with the snipers in it, that's what's called a little bird. I forget the exact designation of it, but Black Hawk's actually a pretty damn big helicopter.
Okay.
Anyway, in any event, bullshit. In any event, it's fucking bullshit what's going on. I think that we can definitely both agree on.
Well, so what I'm doing is
Unless maybe you have seen the video that I haven't, which is totally possible.
what I'm doing is showing.
Yeah, that looks like a Blackhawk.
Yep.
Actually, no.
That is, dude. I just
That
looked
is-
up Black Hawk.
Well, yeah, that's the
That's not from the. That's not from the side. That's not a side view. It's not a profile.
Yeah. No,
I'll
that's
show you. I'll show you a profile. But yeah, they can be painted black. But this is what it is.
Yeah, no. Oh, what? Yeah, it's definitely got a refueling nozzle. That's what that thing is sticking off the front of the helicopter. It's a refueling nozzle for mid-air refueling. But that's yeah. In any event, is that the view of the chopper that was in the video? Yeah, that's a normal Black Hawk. That's like what the Army would fly.
Right. No, the one that was in the video is a Chinook.
Yeah.
I'm just, because we were talking about Blackhawks, I wanted to actually put one up so that anyone that's watching it that hasn't seen one knows actually what we're talking about.
Yeah,
The ones in the movie were smaller. Yeah, so they were not the same ones.
Yeah, and well, unless it's a highly modified Black Hawk, which could be, but it's more likely like a Chinook Sea King or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think I actually shared the video. I shared a link for the video. Let's see. Let's see if I can get struck again. That would be two strikes, but like I said, I don't give a shit because this is information that needs to get out. And the fact that it's not getting out is obfuscation, and it's intentional obfuscation. I had some posts that I posted that were grassroots people filming and presenting it, and I posted them, and I was corrected and told that was misinformation and all that. But no, it fucking isn't. Like, you may not like it, it may not fit your narrative, it may not even be the whole story, but it is actually truth. It was filmed from people on the ground, the way they see it, the way they understand it, and that's the information that needs to get out there, because that's what they're limiting. They're trying to cancel internet connections and electricity connections and telecommunications connections so that they literally can't get the word out. Ironic, with just over a month to go before an election.
Yeah, rather court, and I don't know. I'll be the one to say it. Screw it. Does this sound familiar about something that happened about? I'm going to say about a year and a half ago now. Does this not sound kind of familiar?
Right.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Hold on a second. I'm going to present this stuff that's probably going to get us booted. To the people that are not watching anyway. See?
Yes, that is part of the video. That's definitely the incident. That's a twin rotor. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, yes, the military does use those. And that doesn't look like it's blacked out. It looks like it's olive drab.
Yeah, I didn't say it was. I didn't say it was blacked out. I said it was a Chinook.
No, I was. I'm referring to the video that I saw. One of the videos that I saw was a single rotor helicopter, similar to the first picture that you showed. It's Sea King, and they were basically doing the same thing. They were circling the area, and they kept dropping so low that it was blowing supplies all over the place and shit.
Yep, this one destroyed supplies and sent people to the hospital.
That one definitely would send somebody to the hospital if they flew low enough. That's a twin rotor, and the military uses those not only for troop transport but also for supplies too. You could fit a couple of Humvees in that son of a bitch.
Yep.
Not to mention a squad of troops.
So the story I was telling Brett that Kevin J. Anderson found it at a yard sale and found a watch that was his daughter's, the one that died in the accident.
Okay.
Like his wife and daughter died in an accident like a month apart or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It was the same year.
And that it was, he lost her watch with the package, and so Kevin called him. Like with the numbers in a black book, he had a black book with phone numbers in it, obviously.
Yeah.
But Kevin called him and gave it back to him. And now whenever he's in the area, he stops it. Well, now whenever he was in the area, he stopped in. He stopped in before he died. He told Kevin that he had what he had before he went. Kevin didn't fawn over him or whatever, talk to him like a regular person. So
yeah. Yeah, so all this stuff sound a little familiar. Does anybody have any clues to what I'm talking about? That happened only at least no longer than 2 years ago, where the same shit was happening. Only it was a different disaster. No?
No, it's not ringing bells.
Well,
Hawaii.
Go ahead and say it.
Oh, Hawaii?
Yeah, Hawaii.
Maui. Yeah.
The volcanic eruptions, and people were losing their homes and everything, and people were trying to get supplies and get word out there and everything, and the same shit was happening.
And being
maybe
directed.
Not with the helicopters and everything.
There are a few differences.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Hawaii didn't have a huge lithium deposit or a huge quartz deposit. And they weren't actually mostly red voters.
Well, yeah, no. Speaking directly to the whole certain entities trying to keep everything under wraps and not getting people the help, not allowing other people to help. You know, that.
I thought Hawaii had a hell of a lot more mobilization to help them.
You didn't know, because there were stories coming out of like during the evacuation, they were routing people the wrong direction. Like they did some really bad mistakes.
Yeah, they did.
Must have missed that. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm just saying I must have missed it.
Yeah, and I think that's partially because they had a little bit more success in their attempts to keep it under wraps to some to subvert the what was actually going on.
What do you think was actually going on?
What do I
Massive
think is
land
actually
grab?
going on? Yeah. Well, yeah, that is a good question, isn't it? All we can
I'm
really,
like Chris Matthews,
yeah, all I could really do is speculate. So obviously,
right?
But what do I think is going on? Well,
Hardball.
you're the one who had pointed out the fact that we got what, a month until elections,
Oh yeah.
and we got a Democratic candidate who doesn't seem to be doing so hot. I don't know.
Well, every time she's not doing so hot, something happens to help her do a little bit better. But the last, I don't know, I want to say week and a half, things have been going downhill for us, almost like they're setting her up to fail. Like the media is trying to run interference for her, and that's obvious. They've been running interference for her since she was nominated. Now she's trying to claim that she was actually nominated.
Yeah. Like she won a primary. No, you didn't. You never won a primary.
Yeah, I won more primaries.
Okay, I take it you're going to use that stuff you just knocked off your sharpener at some point in this sparring, huh?
You mean like this?
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't
I
seen
can
the other
imagine you would
videos,
have done
right?
that if you weren't.
So I've been doing this for this is four incarnations.
Yeah.
So this was the last one.
Nice.
This face is going to actually be in the background. And then I did this one, which is going to be in the foreground. So it's going to be in front of that face.
That's cool.
Originally, I did a concept sketch. That's this one.
Wow.
But we decided that we were going to make it a little bit more like another cover that Brett liked.
Well, I mean, it's an inspiration piece. I don't know.
I said more like, I didn't say copying it. So this is going to be in the mid-ground. So this is not actually going to be super detailed. I'm just doing enough where you kind of can tell that there's imagery with figures.
Yeah.
They're going to be lost in the fog between the knoll and the drow. But I want to do enough where you can see what they are. But not identify them in the police lineup.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with Chad lately? I know there's stuff going on with the owner of your shop, and I don't blame him, you know. So
Yeah. He yeah. Oh, Brett disappeared.
I'm here.
Oh, there he is.
I don't know.
But, Yeah, I know. No, he had a court date for custody stuff that he had to go to. He was
Yeah, I wasn't going to get too deeply into his details. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah.
Just saying that I'm on his side. I understand what's going on.
Yeah, but everything went.
I just didn't know how it was going to affect you in the shop.
Yeah, no, not at all. Everything went very well at court, and basically, none of us have to worry about anything. So
Good.
yeah, including Eric. Everything for the custody stuff went just fine, and apparently,
too bad that there was even a custody issue.
yeah. But
Like so late in the game too, you know.
yeah.
The guy I work with has been married almost as long as I've been alive. And he said once that the secret was he and his wife agreed whoever filed for divorce had to take the children.
Nah.
I pretty much kept him on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Well, the irony is this is to get the children. It's not about who has to keep the children. It's about who gets to keep the children.
Well, I understand
a
that.
little bit different of a mentality there. Yeah, I understand. It's almost like a joke, but it's not a joke for somebody who has to fight so hard to get their kid, you know?
I understand.
Yeah.
And I think Eric is a really good guy. He pretty much likes to leave everybody alone and do his own thing. But also tries to make sure everybody is getting what they need to be taken care of for work. So this was a vindictive move, and it was well after a breakup and divorce. They've been apart for how long?
3 or 4 years, I think.
Yeah, so it's not like all of a sudden and this kid's being thrown into the wash. It's he's already provided the boy a steady life, well sought after, well looked after. You know, there's nothing lacking. This is just a vindictive move to try to keep him from being happy.
Yeah.
Because she's not happy, and you know it's not surprising, I guess, if you look at it in that way. But it's just too bad because the kid's in the middle.
Yeah.
And he had nothing to do with any of this. And Eric's enough of a stand-up guy, huh?
That's always how it goes too. The one that suffers out of the whole thing is the kid.
Eric's enough of a stand-up guy to give her credit and validate her anger. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
He's not saying that he was perfect and there's no reason for this.
Hi.
That was a drive-by high.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he knows that there's a reason for her to be angry, but for her to be angry with him is one thing. For her to put that child's life into upheaval, that's a whole different selfish aspect.
Yeah.
So did we turn off the music or did it just die?
I thought I heard it. It was just on low.
I didn't hear anything.
I hear it. Yeah. Someone turned it low. It's like 19. I hear it. Can you hear it now?
No.
No?
No.
Can you hear it, Chad?
I can hear it through your
Yeah, I can hear
speakers.
it.
Huh.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, that's an issue on your end then. So
really
if Chad
weird.
can hear it and I can hear it. I'm keeping it down because most people tell me it's a little bit too loud.
Huh. That's weird. Like I can hear someone's TV.
Yeah, I don't have a TV going.
Nope, me neither.
That might be the. Well, maybe I hear it. I'm thinking I'm hearing it through your speakers. That's weird. That's so weird.
It'd really be weird for you to be hearing it through my speakers because that would mean you'd have to be here. You could possibly, I think, maybe hear it through my mic.
That's what I mean.
But yeah, my speakers, and that's even weird for me to think about
I'm telling you.
because that would be loud enough for you to hear it through my mic, and if people can't hear me talking through my mic, how are you going to hear that music on low through my mic?
I don't know.
Well, that's the conundrum I am in.
I'm trying to. Yeah. So weird. See, now I'm having to look at my audio. It's just weird. Huh. So weird. Okay, I swear to God, I can hear someone's TV.
That's not my TV because we don't have TV on. Unless you're hearing my old lady's TV upstairs behind closed doors, which I can't even hear.
There's a possibility you could be hearing my living room TV.
Okay, that's it.
Possibly.
Or you're hearing your own TV.
There is no TV in no. I mean, other than the one I'm looking at right there with my big fat ugly mug on it.
Your kids and your wife don't have a TV?
They're
I can
that's downstairs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling it's. I'm hearing it through the headphones, man.
Yeah, you can, I could hear things happening in my house through my headphones when I had my mic plugged in. So that doesn't discount that.
Okay.
Just telling you, these are facts, and I'm not trying to like gaslight you or something. If I had a TV or if I heard one going on, I would back you up, but I just don't.
I mean, I suppose there's a possibility you could be hearing it through my headphone microphone at maybe, I don't know, 20 feet away from my living room, but it's possible you could be hearing that TV.
I mean, it's no big deal. It was just weird that I can't hear the music. And like I hear you guys just fine. I can hear Rich, scratching on the paper. I can hear all that. But and every once in a while I could hear someone's TV or radio or something, whatever. Obviously not us. And but yeah, well.
I heard you say something about living room TV.
You said you need to check your hearing aid.
What?
I'm being facetious because I could hear Jenny come in and ask. All this, and I'm going to have to lighten the values anyway when it goes on the final piece.
So, yeah, now that you said the whatever you called the handlebars, the
E-hangers. E-hangers,
Yeah.
like like an orangutan.
Yeah.
No, picture of that.
I knew it was ape
orangutan.
something.
Picture an orangutan holding their arms up over their head, and that's where you get the term.
But it's almost like, this is weird because it has no metal, but it's a more metal version of Master Blaster on from
Except for he
Mad
was like
Max.
Dora the Explorer, but an evil little bastard. He was in a
Kinda.
backpack.
He was the most annoying thing about that guy was the fact that he couldn't speak, but he's supposed to be. Oh, I've got the knowing. It's like, how about you have the grammar that everyone else does? Like you're the smartest guy around, but you can't figure out. Just
I think that's
basic
commentary
grammar.
on. I think that's commentary on what's around.
It's the
It's
only
not
part that.
commentary on how smart he is. It's commentary on how dumb everybody else is.
Well, like when the kids talk oddly, that made perfect sense. they're kind of weird.
Yeah, because they were kids that raised
Yeah.
themselves as kids without any instruction.
Right.
Everything marked, everything numbered.
But if you think about, in Fury Road, how the cars just got more and more outrageous and stuff, and so yeah, that kind of handlebar, it just it's more it's just like a more metal approach. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I dig this.
No, it's like Heavy Metal Magazine metal.
Yeah.
Somebody hunting for something?
Huh?
Sounded like
I think
somebody.
you were hunting for something.
Oh, yeah, that was probably me looking through my my little container of crafting paint.
That's kind of what it sounded like. Is somebody looking for
Yeah,
some crafting type or pencil type stuff.
yeah. Just trying to find my rubbing buff.
So I'm trying to think of Ninja in terms of he's not really mean and vicious, but he just kind of looks like he's mean and vicious.
Yeah.
Because that's the way that the behavior is described. So, like he's got resting bitch face.
Yeah, that pretty well sums it up.
Okay.
That's kind
I
of
get
the
it.
theme of the book, resting bitch face.
Yeah, yep. Okay. I'll be right back, Rich. I gotta grab something.
We're docking your pay. That gives me a chance to make this big.
What? Oh.
Every once in a while, just do the big picture. That's all. They don't need to see my ugly mug just going. Which is basically what I do the entire time. Oh, hold on a second. Now it's my turn to disappear for a minute.
Guess it's a taking turns disappearing show.
Yes, it is.
Space dog. Space dog. Space dog. That's a good pupper. She looks so confused.
You notice since I got my dog water, you haven't heard him whining at all.
Well, he was thirsty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you notice that I told you it was either he was either going to be whining because it's food or it's that water. And it's weird. Like, I'll fill that bowl. I showed you the size of that bowl. Sometimes he'll sit there and drink that bowl dry.
Yeah.
And want more and be whining for more. Like, he's not that big of a dog. I mean, he's a big dog, but he's not that big of a dog.
I always like it when the dog, for some reason, my dog occasionally will, like if you come home and she's outside on her chain, a lot of times she won't recognize you right away and she'll bark. Like, where are you? And it's like, dog, I live here. Oh yeah. Where'd you come from?
The frustrating thing about these charcoals breaking off like that
Yeah.
is that they're just too short to hold.
Yeah.
Like, normally, like, if I got a stick of charcoal and it broke, I could just hold the charcoal and work with it. But it's like that big,
Right.
not enough to hold and use. And colored pencils, if they were doing that, or usually at least the colored pencils, you can set the oven on low temperature
Oh yeah.
and stick the colored pencils in on like a tray, and it will actually melt the core back into one.
Oh.
Yep.
I wish I had known that.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
Because
Who taught you that trick?
As a matter of fact, you were the one who taught me how to do that.
Yeah, just being facetious.
I did not know. Because, when I was in college, and even back then, it was like $1 something per pencil. Because you'd end up, with one color that was the dominant color, and you'd have to have, 20 of them, plus other colors.
Yeah.
And if you got one that was broken on the inside, you pick it up and you could hear it against your ear. It's like,
Well, that when you sharpen it and chunks fall out,
yeah.
it's a definite sign that that's going on. But because of the amount of wax in colored pencils,
Yeah.
you can melt that right back into shape. And ironically, that's like when you share. I know I've talked about it before. I don't know if you picked up on it, but if you're drawing with colored pencils and you're blending with colored pencils and you use like nail polish remover or lighter fluid on a Q-tip to blend it, it will eat that wax away and make it blend smoother.
Yeah, I've heard that one too.
That's what I thought that one chick on my floor was. She had to have known something like that because there was just no freaking way. She was so fast, covering such a huge section. And I just, she wouldn't tell us. She was doing something, but she would not say what it was. So
Yeah, there's several different ways to thin that out. Like baby oil is one of them too. But I hear that you can actually do it with water too, but that's not something I would try unless it was a water-soluble colored pencil. Sorry, just mentioning that while the subject is there.
No, that's just one of those things. That's what I did not like about most of my art classes. I felt like it was they generated tasks, and I don't know what I was supposed to learn from a lot of them. And it just gave you an excuse to practice, I suppose. But it was never to practice something that you'd want to sell. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, oh, here's this stupid exercise. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the art teacher is totally at fault with that, because they should be teaching you those tricks, because that's that's what you're trying to learn. Because I can learn on my own how to draw something by looking at it. I've been doing that my whole life. I didn't need any art teacher to help me out with that.
Yeah.
I need an art teacher to help me out with something I've never seen before. Like, this is why I'm passing stuff on like this on the channel, because I started this channel because nobody actually taught me this stuff. I had to glean it on my own. I couldn't afford art college. I couldn't take out a loan because I couldn't pay back. So
there was one lesson that one of the professors had that to this day I remember, and I think it taught me something valuable. But it's one of those things where it's like needle in a haystack for most of it. Same with writing courses at college. They almost never taught you much of anything. They just gave you a deadline.
You know, I think that's actually part of the whole problem with the MCU, for lack of a better term. Like, everywhere you see that, right? And what I'm talking about is, like, I guess Girl Boss too. It's the fact that to write a strong female character doesn't mean to write a physically stronger female character. It's to write a character that's a strong character that's a female as well, which means that she has friends and has associations or whatever. And why I'm bringing this up again is because it directly relates to what's not taught and what is taught, right? Like, I have heard forever, you need stronger female characters, or you need this, you need that, but nobody tells you how to. Or, like, you need a stronger voice, right?
Okay.
What's that mean, a stronger voice? Well, it means something different sometimes to you than to me, but there are several different types of strong voices. And some of them are strong character voices, and some of them is a strong authorial voice. For example, that's Stephen King right there, right? His strong characters, but the voice that he has is an authorial voice. It's the way he tells a story that doesn't change very much from story to story, unless he's specifically in a first person situation, right?
Yeah.
That's stuff not very well taught. I was just augmenting your point, but okay. I totally agree. I just wanted to expand on the way, because I hear that a lot in writers groups and places where new writers gather. Like, they preach voice, 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 and they don't tell you what they mean by that, right? And that's just like publishers. We're looking for a new voice. They don't even know what they mean. It almost feels like it's the whole 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒈, the difference between science fiction and fantasy. I can't explain it, but I know it when I see it. Is Unjot your favorite character?
I don't know. I like all my characters. And
Well, because, you know, he's got your hairdo, he's got...
thanks. My bulging biceps, my towering stature.
Yeah, little bitty bitty legs, big upper half.
That's right.
Looks like he'll teeter over if his knuckles weren't dragging there.
Yeah.
Love how looks can be deceiving, right?
I too have an imp that rides around on my neck.
What's that cat's name?
I have
Or
two cats.
or are you talking about your wife? Because I was trying to cover for you.
Nice. According to my children, which I don't necessarily believe this, our second cat's actual name is Finnegan Nacho.
What?
I've never once heard them call that cat that name.
Did you say Finnegan Nacho?
Yep,
Like Pedro O'Hara's?
sure.
Where it's a mix of Irish and Mexican?
Yeah. And I've only ever heard them call that cat Baby Cat. So I'm like, pretty certain her name is Baby Cat.
He's been baby cat for a while now, even if you named it something else.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the cat thinks that's its name too.
Right.
I think the cat thinks its name is probably like Piss Off or something, but
Right. Get it?
My cat probably thinks its name is Fuzzball. That's what I call him all the time.
Well, I don't have a cat. It thinks it's mine, but it's not mine.
no, he doesn't think he's yours. He thinks you're his.
Yeah, but he's wrong.
Yeah, that's how cats work.
I call him dim sum.
Emergency ration.
No, I keep telling him, you keep messing with me. I'm gonna give you to the neighbors from someplace beyond. Beyond.
My island neighbors.
Tell you, yeah. If you don't straighten out, I'm sending you to Ohio. I told the dog that too. This dog plays dumb. Like he acts like he's dumb, but he's not dumb. I keep kind of catching him at it. Like when I make my breakfast, I make a couple of eggs and ciabatta bread sandwich. So a couple of eggs and cheese and ciabatta bread. And I give the egg that doesn't fit on the ciabatta bread, like I'll cut it to fit. I give that egg and a piece of cheese in the bowl that I mix the egg in to him so that I don't waste anything, right?
Yeah.
And I make him wait until I go through my routine and take my shot and all that stuff before I pass him his, because it's extracurricular food.
Yeah.
And then he starts eating it and pushing the bowl across the floor, right? When he's pushing it up underneath that trash can I was telling you about, and I was like, pull that bowl back out, and he grabs it with his mouth and drags it back out, and then goes back into licking it, and then sends it right back in again. And I'm like, bring that bowl back out. And he grabs it by his teeth and pulls it back out again. I'm like, you're playing dumb. I see that you're not. You
Yeah,
slipped.
sounds to me like he might be a little too smart.
You slipped. Yeah, he's playing dumb. He's playing it. Now I know what he's up to.
They got everybody else fooled.
He may have at one time. But I catch on to stuff pretty quick like that.
I think you should have used black paper with white pencil. You may have put less down.
But it'd be a lot harder to erase stuff.
That would be very true.
And like I said, in the final, in the painting, this stuff isn't going to be solid black anyway. It's going to be much more of a gray. Doing this more for tonality. I kind of want to just draw him all out this way, but I know he's going to be like this big. So, yeah. I'll save myself the heartache when I can't have to cut shit later on.
So I've watched this guy on YouTube. I think his name is Chato. And he claims he used to work for network TV and stuff, and goes and critiques various shows, and he's got one about the new Matlock. And his
You
spiel
got to
is
do with the new Matlock, don't you?
well, his spiel was that would he give it a green light or not if he was the producer. And he said he would. Most of the stuff that I thought was kind of weird about it, he did too. But he's like, for network TV, it's a comfortable little show with enough star power. You'll have an audience for at least a season or two. So might as well greenlight it. But a lot of the stuff, the weird. He calls it a retooling of Matlock, since the only connection it has to Matlock is the fact that it's a TV show in universe.
Is what?
It's a TV show in universe.
You mean it's a lawyer show with the name Matlock?
Yeah, like the Andy Griffith Matlock TV show is referenced in this show. Like it. The woman says, yeah, Matlock, like the old TV show.
So that's just hanging a light on the fact that it's not the old TV show.
I know, and it's just weird. Like, I don't understand why you call it Matlock then.
Because everybody's rehashing everything these days. They're also redoing the old detective show, Night Stalker. Remember Kolchak, Night Stalker?
Yeah.
Only it's not called Kolchak anymore. It's just Night Stalker.
Well, I mean, if I remember correctly, I think Ocean's 12 started off as a script that wasn't an Ocean's film. And then they decided, oh, hey, this would be a good Ocean's film. And so they, slapped a veneer of those characters on it, and that became the movie. So this may be one of those things where they are going to give Kathy Bates a TV show where she plays a detective of some kind, and shoehorn this in, I guess. But
Well,
I just don't know if it's necessary.
Kathy Bates Southern,
Yeah,
and I think that's probably the thing. Is she from North Carolina by any chance?
I don't know.
Well, I'm just wondering if that's the similarities, and that's the catch, is that it's a well-liked Southern actor in a, lawyer's role, where it's, I don't know, is she as polite as Matlock was?
Yeah. I mean, don't
So
get me wrong.
that might be it. I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, that might be it, is that the sell is that it's a polite Southern, the whole polite Southernness.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, because it's not a shtick, but it's really, they're polite even when they're insulting you.
I know. Like, you say bless
Well,
your...
the viewers might not. Sorry,
Well, bless their
I
hearts.
wasn't trying to tell you
Yeah.
your business. I had to figure that shit out because, like, I lived in Tennessee. I also lived in North Carolina.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna say not that long ago, but it was a while ago now.
Yeah.
Funny how that creeps up.
Yes, especially the older you get, right?
Well, yeah, like, it freaks me out that I lived in Las Vegas like 20 years ago. It's like, God.
Remember that book I was talking about that I was reading that had the detective that they were calling the Eye?
Yeah.
I finished that, and part of it takes place in Las Vegas, part of it takes place in Maine. It's like they travel all over the place. So it's a private eye that's losing his mind, that and he has a daughter that he doesn't know where she is. He's got one picture of her in a classroom with 12 girls and not identified.
Yeah.
Like the wife being vindictive, or the ex-wife, or the ex, whatever. And so the whole book has these little spells where he's imagining going into this classroom, and before he can figure out who his daughter actually is, he'll come to. But he finds this very attractive chick that's a serial killer, and instead of busting her like he should and get a good payday and recover his reputation and all this other stuff, he decides that he's going to cover it up and then follow her. And so he follows her for like years as she kills. She's like a black widow, so she'll marry somebody and not even really for long before she's taking their money and killing them. And he's there making sure that she covers it up right and warning her when the cops come without, making his identity known to her. But it's just really weird that the whole book is just this guy that gets infatuation with a chick serial killer. And then during their run, she lets herself get picked up by a different serial killer. And it's like, there's some weird shit going on here. And that book's only like 300 pages, so it's like, I figured that it was going to be like a Fight Club thing, and he'd wake up and find out that it was him really, when he first encounters her, that he really died then, and this has all been in his head while he was dying. It was kind of like a Sixth Sense type of thing. I'm not sure if that's what it was supposed to be at the end because it doesn't really clarify. He's like, he's trying to help her escape the feds who hunt her down. And sets himself up to be one of her victims so that he can actually give her this money and an escape route. And she runs off without the glasses that she had to acquire. You know, she like, over time she has to have glasses because she's getting older and all this. And she runs off without it and drives this old Porsche that he gets and crashes it. And then he flies her body out to someplace near LA and buries her with a Shakespeare quote. And he's living in retirement until he dies and gets buried next to her. And he keeps hearing her tell him, when you come into bed, it's cold in here. And like that's pretty much the way it ends.
Okay.
It's really weird.
Sounds like it.
Sounds a bit odd.
I'm just, like I'm wondering if there's supposed to be something more to it, if there's some allegory to it that I'm missing, or I don't know. Like that's it. I followed this guy through all this shit so that he could just sit and wait to die. Like, I don't care how pretty the serial killer is. She's still a serial killer.
Yeah.
And she's a serial killer that apparently don't care about getting caught because she doesn't take any real precautions for it. I read this book because Chuck Dixon recommended it. So I'm like, what the hell, I'll check it out. Like, okay. And this book was written, I'm going to guess in the 70s. Half the stuff that's going on, like, you're like, really? So what do you think so far? Besides, there's a lot of shadow.
Cool.
Thinking it. And again, especially with the ape hangers. I also like the little tail.
Yeah, right. Well, you specified that in the description.
That's true.
Especially on the video, so I couldn't very well not put the little tail in. Have you read anything good lately?
No. That Berserker book has been kind of a disappointment. Like, part of it just...
Which Berserker book?
The one that
The Keanu Reeves one?
yeah, the one that he wrote with China
that-
Mayville.
What?
And I think there are times you can tell who's writing what. And it's either that or a lot of the stuff I like about China Mayville's not in this book.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't talk about crustaceans.
Say what you will. I think some of the
Oh, sorry.
the
I was doing an audible version.
the names that he gave things in the 𝒂💏💔💔 series, I just loved. I mean, I just think that most of them, at the very least, are incredibly poetic, I think. And it really made me want to up my game on how I named things, places, and people, I guess, if I have a group. But it just really, really, like you see somebody do something and you're like, you recognize their game is better than yours. And so you want to get better. That's what those big books did. And I enjoyed the series.
I'm making fun of it, but I don't care. Like I'm all for anybody liking anything that's written. Like, well, I guess except for there are certain things I don't think should be in schools. But
well, yeah,
other than that,
that's different.
Other than that, like I'll support you liking whatever you want to like. It doesn't mean I'm gonna like it. Like I've tried with China Mayville, but it just hasn't worked for me. Like I read Kraken, that was all right, but it just, I don't know. It seemed a lot like he's taking Clive Barker and trying to expand on the weirdness of Clive Barker.
I can see that.
If you read like The Great and Secret Show and stuff like that, or what's the kids book that he wrote where the guy's got? There are twin clowns that have their eyes and lips and nose are actually constantly moving around their face in different places.
Okay, I don't recall that.
It's in a Clive Barker book. It's a Clive Barker's kids book, like a young adult book. That's what I'm saying. I was trying to remember what the name of it was.
China Mayville also wrote a children's book called Unlondon. It's got binges.
What?
China Mayville's children's book called Unlondon has these characters called binges. They are trash cans that are ninjas.
Yeah, that sounds almost like a pun.
Well, a lot of Unlondon is kind of a pun. So, also has a really nice, like the protagonist has a pet milk crate or milk carton. So, just an interesting little story. So.
Let's see. Okay, it's called Aberrat.
Okay.
His young adult series, which Clive Barker is all about being weird anyway, but This has got some nightmare shit in there for kids, for teens. I know my kids were addicted to it until certain parts where they couldn't fathom. If you haven't read that, you might be interested in it. It's kind of got the same kind of weird shit.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of aquatic stuff. And I'm actually not surprised, if you think about it, that there's a lot of weird aquatic shit in people that live on an island.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not too surprising anyway. What have you been up to, Allison? Are you gone already? She stops in just to say hi and then take off.
Hey, she stops in, so always a pleasure.
Well, I'm just saying. It's not that she's not a regular. She's just like the mailman, the mail carrier. I just broke all the lead in this. The irony is she's the only one that we've ever gone on by request for.
Yeah.
Chad, what's new and interesting?
What?
I asked Chad what's new and interesting.
Say what?
Like, you put me on the spot. I was drinking.
I'm sorry. What do you want to know, Rich?
I said,
What's interesting?
What's new and interesting?
Oh. Not a whole hell of a lot too interesting.
Other than the insanity going on in the world today.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm just working on a little project for Jenny. The old little kid's dollhouse that I'm turning into a haunted mansion.
Nice.
Yeah. Right now it's just in the beginning stages. I only started there like maybe 2 days ago. Move some stuff here and I can show you. Yep, there it goes. Of course.
Okay, I'm going to switch your screen so it's bigger.
But then nobody, oh yeah.
Yeah, so we can see the. That is cool, man.
Yeah.
Who's the little guy at the top?
Oh, that's actually a character from my Fallout collection. I just stuck him up there for the heck of it.
Fun.
Yeah, T-51B power armor from Fallout. He's actually just about the right scale for the
house.
The house. So
He's just about the right scale. Oh, I could probably show my face again.
that's what I've been staring intently at. We picked it up at the flea market Sunday.
$50.
It was for $50. It was all spray painted. It's got on the back. It's got two sections that fold out to the side to make it wider.
Oh.
And we thought it was like somebody 3D printed this huge thing and they wanted to sell it or whatever. Well, come to find out, I started looking close at it, and I flipped it over, and it said it was made by Mattel. So we looked it up. Come to find out, it was at one time was a little girl's preschool dollhouse.
It was a Fisher
That
Price.
somebody decided to spray paint black.
Yeah.
We thought it was a haunted house, so I went, hey, I could do a bunch of stuff with that thing.
Once it's all painted and stuff, I'm gonna have to start purchasing the furniture for it.
My wife was doing that for a while. She was picking up doll houses and then she'd tweak them and whatever and paint them and bought furniture and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, Jenny likes that, miniatures and stuff like that. He has a miniature Christmas village for Christmas time.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's like, there's a children's museum in Indianapolis. They have these little vignettes that are set up like a dollhouse. I think that's my wife's favorite part.
Yeah, tomorrow when you see the table. Tell them I had said don't do anything stupid about it. I have 85.
Sure keeps trying to run away with me in it. That's what happens when you have tile floors, right?
Want to see what your aunt did with my skates?
That's like, I had this one class that I don't know if you remember Heelys.
Uh-huh.
Those, yeah. So I had mentioned that I thought they were the stupidest thing alive because they didn't make them in my size, and I was envious. And they bought me a pair that were my size. And so, of course, they wanted me to wear them. So I'm trying to wear. Those things were not the easiest thing to wear. And I sat down at my desk, and my desk the chair had wheels. And so I went around the whole day nearly killing myself, but never falling. Sat down at my desk, and my chair just shot out from underneath me. And I was like, wow, I made it all day long. Came back here to take the shoes off so I could walk out to the car. Brilliant.
Yeah, I can imagine that being a pain. Yeah, that's inconvenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard those things do take a bit of learning to learn how to use them.
Yeah, they are not as easy as it looks.
Yeah.
Most things aren't.
Yeah, my wife likes to roller skate. She was thinking about buying a pair of them, but
I don't have to.
she read a couple of reviews about it, and she went, you know what? Maybe not.
And besides that,
It seems like that's a trend for women that are getting. It's like almost a midlife crisis thing with women. Like Amanda did that same thing. She had to buy skates. Naomi, Keith's Naomi, she bought skates.
Right.
And Amanda wiped out so bad that Eli had to park and come pick her up. Like Eli was riding by on his bike and he parked and came and picked her up. Naomi broke her arm.
Oh, geez. Yeah, Jenny.
Yeah, they're a little
Jenny,
bit.
Yeah, Jenny
more
recently
dangerous.
reconnected with her sister, and a couple of weeks ago they went out roller skating to the rollerdrome, and apparently she had a good time, but yeah, she was paying for it for about another week and a half because she fell on her ass and fucking bruised her tailbone.
no fun.
Yeah, well, I make Amanda wear pads.
Well, that's no different.
Well, I did anyway. So like, you gotta have pads because if not, we don't recover like we used to.
Yeah, it's no different than me with the fucking. I don't know if I ever told you, but I have a little 50cc scooter.
Yeah.
Besides motorcycle, well, toward the end of the summer here, that was maybe about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I took the scooter out for a nice long ride for a couple hours or whatever. Well, I was. Rich knows where I live, and he knows the area that I live. But there's a fairly steep hill that is right next to, pretty much right up the road from my house. Well, I'm coming back to the house, and I'm wearing shorts, and I have my phone in my front pocket. Well, as I'm buzzing down the hill, doing probably about 35, 40 miles an hour in this little 50cc scooter, my phone falls out of my pocket, and I heard it hit the pavement as I'm going. So I slow down and I look back. Sure enough, I can see the phone. So I look for a gap in traffic, and I find a big gap in traffic. Well, I decide, smart ass me, to pull a U-turn in the middle of the road with my scooter.
Yeah.
Well, I apparently didn't negotiate the U-turn quite completely. Is the front tire of the scooter just clipped the freaking curb, and down I go.
Nice.
Oh yeah, spilled me right onto the sidewalk into the grass. Didn't hurt the scooter any; it was still running. Yeah. Ended up with a nice little bit of road rash on my knee, jammed my fucking finger. And now the scooter has a nice little scrape down the side of it. War wound.
Yep.
Now it just has character.
There you go.
Gotta paint cheetah spots on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Chester Cheetah's mean motor scooter.
Break your ass.
Yeah, there we go. That's how, when I finally sell it, that's how I'll promote it. It's got a bit of patina on it. She's been well loved.
Yeah.
Paint some cheetah spots on it and call it Chester Cheetah's mean motor scooter.
Just paint the damn thing black. grab some bright red paint, cover it with fucking blood splatters. Call it
I like the putting the shape of Wile E. Coyote in the den.
I've seen those memes of big dent in the side of somebody's car, and they put the freaking imprint of Wile E. Coyote splattered on.
Well, yeah, you can. It's easier to shape a dent than to pull it.
Yep. Hey, if
Well, I
somebody's
guess
gonna
it
look
depends
at
on
it,
the
we
dent.
still get a laugh out of it.
I guess it depends on the dent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it's really bad, yeah.
Hey, kitty.
So I went to sharpen this and
Hey, kitty.
had that issue that I've been having with these pencils all night. Maybe I just don't know my own strength.
Ah, gooey.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a little gooey. Yeah. That's model paint for you. Or enamel, I should say.
I was going to say you're choosing the wrong models.
Yeah.
What's up, Momo? Yes, Momo. Hi.
Shit, my football.
She's like that. There goes Bubs going to investigate the noise.
Nobody asks any questions anymore.
Sorry.
I guess not.
What questions would you like us to ask?
Well, it's not you. I'm just saying nobody's asking questions anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a question you would ask, but nobody's coming on the channel and asking about technique or whatever. Maybe it's just this is sloppy and they don't like it.
There goes Brett again.
I'm here.
Oh. Yeah, for some reason your video cut out. There you go.
Chad, are you still on your phone?
No, I'm on my tablet, actually. My iPad.
You guys busy over there at the shop, Chad?
No. As a matter of fact, today was dead as heck. Man, it's September and October is pretty rough this year.
Oh, December is always rough.
Yeah.
Depending on how the election goes, I bet you that November is going to be either a boost or a
bust.
an anchor,
Yeah.
a millstone around your neck.
Yeah. Guess we'll find out.
Why? Because expendable cash. If we can expect 4 more years of this, then everybody's going to save every bit they can from here on out.
I can't blame them at all.
I've heard the theory that if Trump doesn't win this election, then there will be no more elections. There will be no more need for elections, because right now, if you look at the population of the swing states,
Yeah.
that's where they're dumping all the illegals. And the illegals don't care about the politics. What they care about is getting their families here.
Yeah.
So they know where their bread's buttered.
Yeah. Whatever politics are going to allow their family to be here.
And we already know that in many of the other states, if not all of the other states, there's been a boom in that population as well.
Yeah.
So if Americans don't take it back, we're going to be trapped. We're not even going to have a two-party voting system, because they're going to change the voting system. They're
Yeah.
already threatening to change the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, Constitution, apparently at all aspects, really.
Yeah. I've heard this theory as well.
Yeah, and see, the thing is that's not really theory, because the
No.
people that are propagating it, they're actually saying it out in the open. So it's not like it's
Yeah.
a secret.
Yeah. I guess I'd say theory, meaning I've heard this. I've heard other people talking about it, the same exact thing. So yeah, it's very disturbing.
Yeah, when what was it? Is it John Kerry who said recently
Yeah,
that the First Amendment gets in the way?
yep. And
Yeah,
then
like
we
it's
can
supposed
change
to.
it, and then we can change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Hillary Clinton saying that we have to take over control of social media, or we've lost all control.
Sounds a lot like the same rhetoric that we heard in the 1950s with rock and roll music, and then again in the 80s with things like heavy metal music and video games.
Sounds a lot like the rhetoric of the early 30s to me.
Well, when you put it bluntly like that, yeah.
I'm not going to say the actual four-letter word, but we all know which party we're talking about.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying anyone in particular is like the leader of that regime, but it sure seems like that regime is behind this. Like most of their tenets are in play, except for in the opposite way. It's like the theories of those who they would say be what's going to destroy the earth are the ones that they're propagating to destroy the earth. Not naming any names.
Oh, I saw a meme today that it was about Green Day.
On the song.
Oh no, it was about how Green Day once had an album that basically just, you know, they railed against the Bush presidency, and now they're politically aligned with who's Dick Cheney of all people.
Right. That's the whole left's position now, because Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney hate Trump. Liz Cheney, who's supposed to be a Republican,
Yeah, she's not.
is, well, yeah, I know, but she's claiming she's a Republican, and she's going around endorsing all these
Democrats?
Democrats.
Yeah. With Republicans like that, who needs the Democrats?
Yeah.
I'm finding it really interesting that there's a contingent of non-white people who are basically telling other people of color to wake the hell up.
Yeah.
Now, I'm talking about people from Chicago, and that's, Chicago is usually Democrat land.
Yeah.
I heard from somebody who pays attention to the pollsters that Michigan's either governor or one of the main representatives there was saying that Kamala's underwater there. And that to me is like one of the most shocking things to come out of this week, really, because if Kamala's underwater in Michigan, where it's predominantly Democrat and has been for as long as I can remember, then I don't see how, honestly, she has a chance in hell, unless it's dishonestly.
Well, there you go. It's dishonestly, because when, 2 days before Biden drops out, she was polling worse than Biden, and then all of a sudden she gets the nomination, and she's the savior of the Democrat Party. Like, it really just does not make sense. And watching Biden try to undercut her just is, yeah. Like, I think that guy is probably
I'm glad you said that, because I said that, and somebody looked at me like, "What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean?"
Oh yeah, when he holds press conferences, when she's doing interviews, so that it splits the audience.
I think there's, on some level, somebody, one of them, I don't know if it's Kamala or Biden, is trying to tank that campaign.
Yeah. I think it's Biden. I think Biden sees the writing on the wall, and I mean, I'm sorry, it was basically a coup. They got rid of him.
But Kamala's doing some dumbass shit too. I mean, like almost as if she wants to get caught, wants to get called out, or don't want the position.
Or knows that it doesn't matter because, I mean, for all like, her terrible record, for, you know, like this sending money to Lebanon and yet letting North Carolina just, you know, twist in the wind, all this stuff like that. And I think it's because you still have people who are willing to vote for her. And I think they're going to try to fortify it again. And
They're definitely going to. The news has been trying to cover up and say that all these grassroots posts are fucking lies and propaganda.
yeah, which,
Like, really?
I'm sorry,
The
but
people that live there, they're lies and propaganda. They're going to do this shit.
right.
Unless they've got a valid reason to do this shit, why would you accuse them of doing that shit? Only because they've got a fucking valid reason.
Yeah.
Which means it's not lies.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Mm.
I was watching Elon Musk interview with oh shit, what's his name?
I don't know. What organization was it with?
Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
And it wasn't like a planned interview, like Elon Musk just kind of happened to stop by and they were talking, and Tucker Carlson just his people started filming it before he even asked them to. But the stuff that come out on that is really interesting, detail wise.
Yeah.
Much of the stuff that we're talking about, he's been pointing out, like, and all of the efforts that he's had to get an internet connection so that those people could get the word out, and they're trying to badmouth him. So pretty crazy. He's like, he's all in. If Trump doesn't win, he's pretty sure they're gonna fuck him too. But whatever. If he doesn't win, there's no sense in being here anyway, because it's going to be in such a state that they're going to eliminate our freedoms one by one.
Well, one of two things are going to happen. Either A, you're right, or B, we're going to end up with another civil war.
I think that's the idea, actually. I think that they're trying to push it to that point.
To be able to justify their actions.
No, they've been bringing in illegals that are militants. that wouldn't have loyalty to neighbors, that wouldn't have loyalty to, these are people that don't mind killing their own brothers and sisters anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that they know that they're going to push a civil war this way. And I think that that's what they've been planning on when they're accepting unvetted people in that should be vetted. I'll just say it that way.
Yeah.
It's mighty coincidental that these are people that are known criminals where they are and are granted amnesty
from an app. They book an appointment with an app, and then they're released. I mean, it speeds up the whole process.
Yeah, and all they have to do is make a promise that they won't come back. They'll just stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
and what motivates that, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying is that I don't think that's an accident at all. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think there's some pre-planning, a chess move that's in there that people aren't paying attention to.
that's one of the things that was kind of making me grumpy when I saw, people are talking about how every Republican in Florida or something voted against the giving FEMA more money.
Yeah.
And
I wonder why.
it's like, well, yeah, because you're using it to rehouse and there's a ton of money that comes from FEMA that goes towards illegal immigrants and refugees and housing them.
Also, there's a ton of money that FEMA's had since before Hawaii that they are holding on to instead of distributing. That's mighty curious as well.
Yeah, because it's a giant black slush fund for the Democrats and the three-letter agencies.
Yes, we are in agreement there. None of this stuff is an accident. None of it. It hasn't been for a while.
My uncle worked for FEMA for a while. He, I forget which hurricane it was, but it was in Puerto Rico. And so he had to go down there and it's why I can't necessarily say that FEMA is a well-run organization that knows what it's doing. So part of me just feels like, they're kind of too inept to get too complicated.
So the question is really, are they inept or are they doing what my dog's doing?
I think they're inept. That's what I
think maybe they are not inept as they seem. They would like you to believe that they are inept as they seem.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would. Well, I guess I would say that I don't want to ascribe.
I'm full of shit. I don't know what I'm talking about anyway.
Okay.
I don't know anything.
I see nothing. I hear nothing.
No, I'm not Tim Walsh, but
Yeah.
close enough in this instance. finally getting to that point.
Yeah.
It's right on time, apparently.
Yeah, you're getting good at that.
Yeah, master of fucking off for about 3 hours.
Oh my gosh. So
Oh.
I have author's copies of books I've been in my classroom. And this kid had his work done and his iPad's all locked up because too many of them they just can't handle having. You can't just say that, don't get on games until the work is done. They just get on games. So you got to block everything. So he was looking for something to read, and he grabbed one of the books, and it's the one that you did the cover of for Gears, Gadgets, and Steam. He's like, hey, your name's on this. I'm like, yeah, that's got one of my stories in it. You wrote a book? No, I wrote a short story that's in that book. But kid was kind of flabbergasted. I was like, well, it helps when you know the artist doing the cover art. I'd say he's looking pretty sweet. I also really like the fact that like the shadow has depth. So there's like shadow, then there's like other shadow, and then like it's nicely done.
Well, there's certain things that are not in shadow, like, or I guess it's better said, there are different stages of clarity, different stages of focus, where like this has enough light for you to know that that's his leg and it's bent,
Right.
but it doesn't have the detail enough to know what he's got on.
Right.
This arm, you know it's an arm, there's just enough to show you where the bicep is, just enough to show you where the tricep is, but that's it. It just disappears in the shadow. Like this is just enough to show you the back of the hand, just enough to show you the forearm, and the bicep sticks out a little bit before that one shoulder. So right here, that's the focus. And that's the focus because it's the light source on this one. Light source is coming from the left. And on this one. So it's different stages. Mostly shadow, a little bit of focus. a little bit more focus, mostly shadow, but you can see a little bit more of him. And then her, you can pretty much see really clearly, but it's going to be a little bit less clearly in the painting.
Okay.
Because in the painting, she's going to be dimmed down because she's in the background. Right?
Yeah.
The Great Gatsby, I couldn't remember the name. I don't know why you didn't correct me by saying the name, but that's the original cover that we're basing this on.
I didn't know if you were
basing it on, not like we're not going to copy it. We're just basing the idea of, and it's also like Star Wars. It's also, there's a whole bunch of them that fit that description, where you've got a main character in the background that's pretty huge montage with the face. I get to use the other glove, which I saved. See, Chad, it works both ways. And if I wait till last with the white like this, then I can use a little bit of it to obscure. To obscure and make it misty. Now it's got a point on it until I go to sharpen it.
Yeah.
See how the fog feature works?
Yeah.
I can use the pencil lightly too. I'm hesitant to do that too much though because it doesn't go away as smoothly. I might get much better getting some dust. So that's the idea.
Sweet. I dig it. I really like that look.
Yeah,
What?
Cool.
What?
I like it.
Oh, I thought Brett just said he didn't really like that look.
No, I do like that look.
Oh, I asked what he said because I didn't hear you right.
Oh, no, I think it's great. All right.
Now I've got to spray these down, then scan them. Actually, I've got to take them out to be scanned at Staples because my copier is not quite big enough. And then resize them. This has got to be half the size. So I'm going to guess some of it's going to disappear in the painting as well. Like maybe this is going to disappear. I'll go large for a second, just so that we can get a picture.
Sweet.
Must be mammoth size on your screen.
It's pretty big. It's bigger than my hand.
If that wasn't 𝒂💏💕 and snarl before, now it is.
Yeah.
Now it's seared into your mind what they look like.
Damn. I dig.
That's a cool thing to have, actually, as a writer.
Yeah.
Of course, I still kept it vague, but like now you've got the whole handlebar thing. Which you probably weren't imagining before, but as many times as you said he was riding on his back and he's got horns, that's all I could think of is does he
that's
hold the
perfect.
horns, you know?
That's perfect.
Does he steer him?
Yeah, I mean, that's just. I mean, yeah, he doesn't really. 𝒂💏💕 goes where 𝒂💏💕 wants to go. Very few things are going to stop 𝒂💏💕 from going where 𝒂💏💕 wants to be. But, yeah, it's still.
I am digging that. So, thank you, Rich.
Well, you know. You're welcome. I haven't gone actually doing paintings. I haven't done this much actual work to set up the stuff to paint before. So usually it's just a matter of scratching out on a piece of white paper and whatnot. But
Well, I do appreciate it.
now it's going to be fun trying to manage getting the proportions right so that I can get all of what I want to get in there. We don't have to have the bottom of her chin or the top of her hair, but we have to have enough of her face to see the eyes, nose, and mouth.
Right.
And you know I saved the fog effect for last, so I'm starting to get in the habit of doing the fog effect. You know, like I wasn't intending it like that, but
It works.
it definitely creates some mystery, right?
Yeah. God, yeah, I'm digging that.
What's that?
I like the way that looks. That is, yeah, I like it a lot.
Cool. So you got your money's worth already.
Yeah, I am.
Technically, if I was tattooing, you'd owe me.
All right. Well, it's that magical time, gentlemen. So,
Oh yeah, you got to go to bed for school.
yeah. It's a school night.
Well, I'm gonna hang out for a few with Chad, I think.
Okay.
I don't get to hang out with too many people too often.
Cool.
But I'll say goodnight and God bless.
Peace.
And thanks for everyone who watched. Thanks for liking, subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, leaving comments. Thanks, Allison, even though you just said hi and bye.
Hey.
Not
she
even
said
bye,
hi.
just
It's all
not even
matters.
bye, just said hi.
I don't care.
Oh,
She said hi. I'm happy.
right?
Thank you, Allison.
So yeah, good night. God bless. Much love.
Peace.